Hi there, I'm Oliver Carter, and I am the creator of Musical Mayhem, a new upcoming object show that I'm making with a few of my friends that will hopefully be coming out next year. If you don't know what an object show is, essentially it's like a reality show but with objects instead of people. Most of them consist of competitive game shows to win something at the end, but there are some cases where it isn't. But the one thing that they all have in common is that they're all objects, or creatures of some sort, with little faces and stick limbs. They interact as though they were human, though with some twist depending on what kind of object they are. For my show, the contestants will be competing for a vacation resort. They will be put through a series of challenges, and at the end, one of the teams will be put up for elimination, where the viewers get to choose who gets to stay and who gets to go, another common thing in object shows that are more competitive. A big difference with mine is that, you could probably guess by the title, it's going to be a musical. Each episode will contain a song in it, as music is one of my other passions, and I don't see a lot of object shows that really do that. There are 20 contestants, a host, a co-host, and someone who runs the front desk. Front desk of what, you might ask? One other thing I added that's different from most object shows is where they will be staying. Most don't even get a place to stay, they kind of just stand there. For my contestants, they'll get to stay in a nice hotel while on the show, and even when they're eliminated, it's in a different part of the hotel. They aren't forced to stay in a dingy place or a box where they're cut off from the rest of the world and everything good. For some background, I started watching object shows around 9 years ago, and I loved them. It was about the only thing I could watch on YouTube as a kid, and it brought me into the art and animation world. From that point forward, I no longer wanted to be a math teacher, I wanted to be an artist and a writer. I continued watching it, and 2 years later, I thought, why shouldn't I make one of my own? Well, at this point, I technically, officially started it. I wouldn't do much with it until much later on. I started by making 40 random contestants and a host. Back then, my objects were more original than they were now, but what can you do? Then I forgot about it for a bit. I hyperfixated on other things, and 3 years later, I found the piece of paper and remembered that I wanted to make an object show. So I looked at them and realized 40 was way too many to start out with. I also lost the host paper and decided to make a new one. I cut it down to 30 with a new host and added a co-host. I later found the paper with the original host and put him back in there and obliterated the co-host for all he was worth. Then I forgot about it again. Which comes to a few months ago, back in March. I was scrolling through my old art once more when I, yet again, was hit with the, oh right, I wanted to make an object show. But now I'm older and more cohesive. I'm a better writer, and I started thinking more about the characters themselves. I cut it down to 20, made better team names, as the old ones were trash, to say the least, and made absolutely no sense, and gave personalities to those who I really never got the chance to write down what I was thinking in my head, even though I kind of wish I did. But now they feel a bit more put together. The ones that did have personalities written down were definitely based on characters that I liked in other object shows, but it was so few that I just kept some of those aspects and added the rest. So, if you're an object show fan and notice some qualities of things you might have seen in other characters, that's probably why. I've spent some time refining them, redesigning them, and giving them character, hiring voice actors for all of them. Which is what I need you guys for. I am super excited to finally make progress on this beyond just its concept designs, and the storyboarding for the first part of the episode is already done. But with how big of a swing I'm starting with instead of just a small group of friends, it costs quite some money. Well, I do have the funds to pay them. Your support would mean that I could not only pay them more for their hard work, but also have some money for myself, because currently I wouldn't technically be making anything off of this. I will be so poor after this. But in the end, I think it's worth it. I have some very talented people, and I want to make this something that people can enjoy watching. So I hope you'll consider supporting the project. It is mentioned in other places, and in this form, but the episodes will be posted on my YouTube, Oliver Toon Arts. You can find snippets of things on the official Instagram page, Musical Mayhem Object Show, because the user Musical Mayhem was already taken. I might put some stuff up on my TikTok, which is also under Oliver Toon Arts as well, and there is a Discord server that you can join. I'll put the link either somewhere in this form, or maybe just above. if you would like to chat with either me or any of the other cast members. That is about all I have for now, but I really hope to see you stick around for the full project when it's done. Peace.